Good morning. Here's what's been happening lately. 3 things. First, a new Summer EBT program will issue low-income families with $120 in food benefits per child. Next, Chicago landlords are charging hundreds in move-in fees. A Chicago block club investigation looks at why. And lastly, the Chicago School Board again delays a vote on the future of 21 charter schools. Let's break it all down. First up, a food assistance program aimed at giving school-age children access to nutritious meals during the summer will begin to issue benefits to low-income Illinois families starting in May, according to state officials. The Summer Electronics Benefits Transfer, or Summer EBT, will give eligible families a one-time grocery benefit of $120 per child through an Illinois link card. The benefits can be used at authorized retail locations, including some farmers markets. A child might be qualified and automatically enrolled in Summer EBT if they are enrolled in programs like SNAP, TANF, or Medicaid, or if they attend a school that operates the National School Lunch Program and have been approved for free or reduced priced meals. While most eligible households will receive benefits automatically, some will need to apply, according to IDHS. How to apply can be found at the website. One would complete a screener to see if the child or children who live with you are already qualified. And then if a child or children do not automatically qualify, you can review the eligibility requirements and submit an application online. Applications are due August 13th. Next up, the Chicago Board of Education again delayed voting on renewing contracts with 21 charter schools, leaving families and staff with more uncertainty just months before the end of the school year. The board voted 15-5 with no discussion to remove the charter renewals from its Thursday agenda. All 10 of Mayor Brandon Johnson's appointees, plus elected members, voted to do so. Since February, the board has pushed back the vote on most charter renewals by removing the agenda item before the meetings took place. Now, it's not clear yet if the charter school renewals, which historically have happened in January, will move to next month's meeting in late May. The district has so far not recommended closures for any of the schools up for renewal this year. Neither the school board office nor board president Sean Hardin, who moved to delay the vote, responded to a request for comment, according to a Block Club Chicago investigation. And according to two school board members, the renewals were pulled because the board is still discussing the proposed renewal lengths. One of those board members said several board members want changes to what the district has already proposed, which include renewal lengths that range between 2 to 4 years. Several charter students and educators spoke during the public comment to persuade the board to give them the maximum renewal term of 10 years. The proposed resolution would mark a shift in how this board may want to govern charter schools, which over the past 2 decades have grown and are now seeing enrollment declines and financial issues. It is already being opposed by the Illinois Network of Charter Schools, which lobbies for charter schools while earning some praise and push for stronger language from Chicago Teachers Union leaders. The resolution that was pulled said charter operators would need to provide the board with an 18-month notice before closing a school, and the operator would be financially responsible for costs associated with any closings. Charter operators would also have to spend most of their publicly funded revenues on services for students, the resolution says. The resolution also called for operators to stay neutral in the event their schools move to unionize. Currently, the Chicago Teachers Union represents teachers at schools run by 10 operators. Now for a Block Club Chicago investigation into why Chicago renters' fees are so high. To better understand why Chicago renters are expected to pay such a high move-in fee in an already expensive and highly competitive rental market, it helps to look at what came before. Most landlords charged a traditional security deposit until about a decade ago. Security deposits are often equal to 1 month's rent and are often refundable at the end of a lease depending on the shape of the unit and when the lease expires. But a shift in local rental practices has made non-refundable move-in fees increasingly common, leaving renters with higher upfront costs and fewer protections. The shift could be tied to the city's residential landlord and tenant ordinance, which imposes strict rules on how landlords must handle security deposits. According to the ordinance, security deposits must be kept in a separate interest-bearing account at a federally insured financial institution in Illinois. Landlords cannot mix or commingle the deposit with other funds. Previously, housing providers could be penalized even if a tenant paid their first month's rent and security deposit with a single check, a common practice that was considered a violation at the time. The city has since amended the ordinance to clarify that such payments are no longer a violation, but many landlords now avoid security deposits altogether. To avoid the legal risks that come with handling security deposits, many landlords have turned to move-in fees as a simpler alternative. But unlike security deposits, move-in fees are non-refundable, largely unregulated, and offer tenants little recourse if they feel overcharged. Now, comparing that to security deposits, security deposits are protected by city ordinance, must be held in a separate account, and returned within 45 days of a tenant leaving, along with an itemized list of deductions. Move-in fees, when done in good faith, are typically capped at around half a month's rent and should be generally be considered consistent with what it costs for landlords to move in a tenant. But as rents steadily increase across the city, some landlords are using those higher prices as a loophole of sorts to charge more in fees altogether. This month, the Illinois House passed a bill that would ban move-in fees statewide, along with other upfront charges like application fees. The legislation, now awaiting a vote in the Senate, aims to curb hidden costs. A bill sponsor, Representative Camille Lilly, said this disproportionately burdens renters in underserved communities primarily. In the meantime, housing experts recommend that renters document everything, including asking for a breakdown of any move-in fees, keeping records of all payments, and saving a copy of the lease agreement, and getting any promises or conditions from the landlord in writing.